Puddin. What? Ow! That was my ear. Hey, Puddin. Hi. Hey, Puddin. Hi, come here. You dirty today, girl. You're much brighter than this. Puddin, don't you bark at that dog. Hi. Hi, Puddin. Thank you. Puddin, don't you bark at that dog. You a mess. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you are notified every single time I drop a video and you don't miss not one video. Everybody in here, smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment down below during the video, after the video, before the video, whatever you feel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like about the video. Let me know what you want to see next. You saw by the title and the thumbnail, we got a good one. So let's get straight into this groom. Also, you guys, make sure you're continuing to watch the ads. I know some of them can be a little lengthy, but watch them as much as you can for as long as you can. It truly does help support the channel and support me. It helps me to do this on a more full-time basis, and it really does keep me out in the algorithm as I've been, and keeps the channel growing. I really appreciate it and love you guys. Let's get back into the groom. Okay, guys, this is Puddin. Puddin is Boober's sister. So I don't know if y'all remember, he was the muddy little guy with the strange, craziest haircut. She is getting that exact same haircut today. So one thing I will say, almost an interesting fact, but a little bit of a shocker. So this is going to be the last time you see Puddin and the last time you see Boober on my channel. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you in Boober's video, he and Puddin are the sister's dogs, and the sister lives in the Cayman Islands. So Boober and Puddin, Boober has gone back to the sister now, and Puddin is traveling back in a couple days, I believe. So this is the last time you'll see them on my channel. I am going to truly miss the both of them, especially Boober, because he has the biggest personality I've ever met in a dog, and it is so funny and so cute at the same time. So this is the last time you'll see Puddin, and the last time you saw Boober was the last time you're going to see him. That was actually the last time I saw him too. She didn't know he was going back as soon as he did, but he did, so that's okay. I still have the videos in my phone. But she still gets updates on Boober, and she actually shows me the videos and stuff that she gets sent from her sister. And she said that he is so happy and just living his best life out there. So I'm happy for him and happy for Puddin, because Puddin will be going soon as well. But you will be seeing another dog from that family on my channel. I'm going to be recording her when she gets her full haircut. Probably gonna record her before that as well, but we'll see how she does. She's very timid, very timid. Her name is Ditta, and she is their sister, came from the same breeder. The only thing about Ditta looks like a purebred poodle. I know we talked about in Boober's video him looking like a doodle, and Puddin looks like a doodle too. So I told her, I was like, it's so crazy that they came from the same breeder, because they look completely different. Just wait till y'all see her. But she was saying that they all are purebred poodles. I'm like, I don't know, maybe there's a little mishap and maybe somebody else got the mom pregnant. I don't know. I just know they all look a little different. But they're all very sweet, very sweet. This is the new girl. She is very timid, very shy. She stands like a statue on the table, and sometimes she forgets how to stand, so she kind of like flatlines. But you guys will see her once I introduce her to the channel. So what I'm washing Puddin in is our tearless face wash, and I'm also rinsing her face in cool water, and I rinsed one of her eyes, as you guys saw, with a cool stream of water because there was soap in there and I didn't want it to irritate it. When I'm washing the dog's face, you guys, I am actually very careful not to get soap in their eyes. So that's why you'll see me wipe around their eyes to get the soap from around their eyes. I'm very careful about that. I also will wipe in front of the nose, so they're not inhaling the soap and not sniffing in the soap, and there's no soap going in the nose. I'm very careful. As much as it seems like it's a lot of shampoo, just because you see a lot of suds doesn't mean that there's a lot of shampoo. So it just means that I'm lathering the soap up. That's what happens when you scrub. And that's not me explaining. I'm just letting you guys know that I thoroughly rinse their faces with cool water when I am done washing, because if anything irritates the face, I always want to make sure, or if anything irritates the eyes, I always want to make sure it's all cleansed out properly. So that can be a mental note for you guys at home. If you're bathing your dogs at home and you're really scrubbing in that face, some of you may not be, some of you probably need to, and some of you probably already are. But if you are really scrubbing in the face, and for new bathers and new groomers, if you're really scrubbing the face, rinsing the face and the eyes with cool water helps to soothe any irritants in the eye. So the soap that I'm using on her body is our Economy Conditioning Shampoo. That shampoo smells phenomenal. It smells like baby powder, but it smells really good when it's mixed with a conditioner as well. But you don't necessarily have to mix it with a conditioner unless you have a shedding dog. Then I'll mix it with iGroom De-Shedding Conditioner. But the shampoo itself is so amazing. I absolutely love it. It makes the coat nice and soft, and it really helps to kind of loosen up some tangles that the dog may have in their coat. Now, Puddin has some mats in her ears and some in her armpits, which you'll see me brush out when I pull her on the grooming table. But this shampoo helps to get her coat really clean so those mats can loosen up and kind of pull away from the skin a bit. You know, I actually have a question. If there's anybody that watches my channel from the Cayman Islands, what are the allergies or the allergens like out there for humans and for dogs? Like, is it is it over infested of allergies and pollen and all that, like southern states, or like what does it feel like over there? I always wanted to know. Y'all let me know in the comments if you're from the Cayman Islands, or if you have family there, or if you've been there. So like I said, I'm rinsing her face with cool water, and the reason why I rinse it so long on the face is because I want to make sure all the soap is rinsed out of the face. There is a certain feel that the coat has once all this shampoo is rinsed out of the face and the body. It almost like a rubbery, squeaky clean feel. So that's what I look for in the face and on the body when I'm rinsing. And then I also like to ensure that the eyes are rinsed out properly. Now, in terms of when I'm rinsing the ears, I do not get water in the ear canal. I do not pour water in the ear canal from the hose, nothing like that. I actually angle the hose, if you look at it, away from the ear canal. Now, because the dog is wet, water is going to get in the ear in general. Just so you guys know, and dogs do swim, so water gets in the dog's ears just in general. Water doesn't necessarily, I don't even want to get into all of that, so just never mind. But I am not pouring water in the ear canals. There's a whole bunch of things that goes into water and ear infections and things like that. But I angle the hose so there's no water going into the ears. So I'm actually about to start drying her shortly, and before we get into that, I want to explain to you guys kind of the drying process. So Puddin's hair is a little bit on the longer side. So when you are drying a dog that has longer hair or longer fur, and you don't want the dryer to mat the fur, because if you get really close, it'll twirl up the fur and it'll turn into a mat. So what you want to do is you want to angle the dryer away from the dog, but you also want to angle it downward so it's drying in the natural growth of their fur. That'll also help you when you are doing a certain type of haircut, because some dogs, I've learned that when you're drying their hair, it stays in one form, and when you're trying to cut the hair, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So when you are drying, try to dry in the way that you want the hair to be when you're clippering it. So currently right now what I'm using on her is Quicker Slicker. That is going to help me brush her out better and also help her dry faster. So just a quick reminder tip when you're drying, because we're just about to flip to the drying scene. When you're drying, when you're initially getting all that water off, you can kind of just move it in fast motion, dryer all over the place, doesn't make a difference. But once you're getting to the point where the hair is becoming dry, that's where you want to start to angle the dryer nozzle in a certain direction so the hair is not being dried all over the place. You can also use a fluff dryer, which is that big black thing you see next to the table, and brush the hair. I personally find that it takes a little bit longer. Some other people love it. I do not like it as much as everybody else, but it works when I'm trying to demat a dog, but I don't use it that often, to be completely honest. Now, if you look how I'm drying her and I dry down her body, you can see her hair is twirling up a little bit. If you continue to do that and you don't go back over it and loosen those twirls up, it'll just turn into a mat and you would have matted the dog. I actually had one point when I was back up north training a bather, and she was drying this big old Newfoundland for me, and I came back and the dog had knots all over his body because of how she was drying it. Because when you get the dryer nozzle too close to the skin, one, it can be a little bit hot depending on what dryer you're using. A lot of dryers heat up. They don't get burning hot if you keep it angled away. If you have to get a little bit closer, that's okay, but just don't hold it there. Now, she got a little too close with the double dryer and it matted up the Newfoundland a whole bunch. So I had to go back and redo it all over, rebathe him and re-blow dry him all over again. But that was a teaching and a learning moment for her. So she knew from there on out, when you have a dog that has longer fur, you don't get close with the dryer because it wraps up the fur. And it's actually really hard to brush those knots back out. So just be careful when you guys are drying the dogs because you can mat the fur that way. Okay, so I'm going to be starting Puddin off by dematting her. As I stated earlier, Puddin does have some mats. She has some in her legs and in her ears. The ones in her legs are not detrimental, so it's not extreme, so it shouldn't take me too long to demat it out. But I'm going to go through and demat her, and then what I sprayed on her was my detangling leave-in conditioner. It's actually really good. It's linked in my bio if you guys are looking for a good detangler. Another good detangler is Chi. I personally like this one better than Chi because Chi is a little bit thicker, but I like them both. I just like this one a little bit better. So when you are dematting your dog, or you're trying to brush your dog out at home, the biggest thing you want to keep in mind is not brushing too hard in the same area, because you can brush burn the dog, and that'll cause the dog's skin to get irritated, and if you brush too much for too long, it'll cause the dog's skin to bleed. So one good way to demat a dog at home and not cause irritation, or that much irritation, is to hold the base of the mat and brush the mat. If you're holding it properly, you'll feel your finger being brushed as opposed to the dog's skin, and you're working your way at the mat so it can loosen up and break apart. Now, what I will say is, if you do happen to brush burn your dog, which every groomer has been through before, if they tell you they haven't, that's a lie. Every groomer has brush burned their dog before, because sometimes you don't realize that that's what you're doing until you go back and look at the skin, like, oh, ooh, I'm so sorry. But if you do happen to brush burn your dog, don't worry. It's just a little irritation to the skin. Unless you brush the dog's point to where the skin is raw, you know, I mean, you should see it prior to it getting that far. You definitely should notice that the dog's skin is turning raw prior to you getting that far. But if you get to a point where you brush burn the skin and the dog's skin is a little red, a little irritated, it's okay. It'll go away. It just has to kind of soothe and calm down. You don't have to put any ointment or anything like that on it, to my knowledge. Groomers, y'all can let me know in the comments if y'all ever had to do that. But if it's like a slight irritation to the skin and it's just a little red, you don't have to put anything on it. It'll go away over time. It should go away by the end of that day. And the reason why I say you don't have to put anything on it is because it's not like a burn, like when you burn your skin and it's like the skin's peeling and things like that. It's not like that. Brush burn is just the terminology of it. It's just when you brush too much in one area, you irritate the skin. So the skin needs some time just to kind of soothe and cool down a bit. So I'm gonna be starting her off with a 4 blade on her body, same as Boober. They're gonna get the same haircut. Boober actually got his haircut from Puddin because Puddin was the first one to get her haircut. But I'm going to be doing a 4 blade on her body, and then I'm going to skim off on her legs, probably like 1/3 down her thigh. And then after I do all that, I'm going to go through with the guard comb to take some length off of her leg, and then I'm going to blend it with my shears. Now, the reason why I go 1/3 down her thigh and I don't leave it at the hip bone is because she doesn't want the poodle lamb legs, but she does like fuller legs. So I take it down and then I blend that part with my shears so you can't really notice it going into a longer leg. So she also gets clean feet, and with clean feet, I start to do the paw pads first. I do them in a 30 blade, and with the 30 blade, I skim on the sides in between each little toe to start the clean feet. So when I go to do the top of her foot, I don't have as much to do at the top. Stay. Ah, ah, ah. Come on, Puddin. Puddin, stop. You are never like this. Stop Puddin. So now for the clean feet, I'm going to go in with my 10 blade. Some people use a 15 on clean feet. I have not done that yet. I'm a little nervous because it's a closer blade, and I already clean feet I don't mind doing because I actually like doing poodles. It's just going against the grain with clean feet and the webbing and all that. I feel more comfortable with a 10 blade, so I use a 10 blade. The 10 blade is the safest blade, so I do recommend that if you are just starting off learning how to do clean feet. But for clean feet, you want to go in between each toe, you want to get around the nails. I had a customer say to me that she loved the clean feet that I did on my dogs because it looked so neat and crisp. And the reason why she liked it so much, because sometimes when we're doing clean feet, it can be long hairs around the toenails. That is so tedious to get because it's so hard to like kind of just grab it and have the clipper like actually get it and cut it off. So it's just, clean feet is a lot. It's a lot and it's time consuming. I have yet to find someone who can zip through clean feet. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there. I just haven't come across those people yet. But clean feet is a task in itself. It's almost like grooming a whole dog on a foot. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But clean feet can be a lot. But the reward is that it looks really good once it's done. So just be very mindful about how you're doing it and be careful because even the 10 blade can nick the paw.
Puddin, stop. You are never like this for your foot. Don't start now.
Okay, so now I'm going to go through and back brush her legs and go over her legs with the 5/8 guard comb. The reason why I'm back brushing is because I want a nice clean cut the very first time. Puddin has really soft fur, if you can tell by the video. When she was a puppy, she didn't have this texture of a coat, but it's grown into a really, really soft coat, and it can be a little difficult to work with because when you think it looks okay, she shakes and then it looks a mess. So it's a little hard to work with. So I back brush her first and then I go over her legs with the 5/8 because when you're doing longer legs and the owner doesn't want that full lamb cut look, you don't really want to go too long on the legs so it looks too full. So I did 5/8, which is two steps up, which is what she would generally get on her face, but they don't want much cut off her face. So now I'm finishing up her sanitary. I'm going to go through it with a 10 blade. You always want to use a 10 blade on the sanitary. I know some groomers that use a 30 blade. I used to do it on my dogs, but I stopped doing it just because it's too close of a cut. And you also have a much higher chance of causing razor burn. So I just do a 10 in reverse and I lightly kind of skim around the actual butt.
No, I have a bag. Me too. It can be time consuming.
So for the top of her head, I asked her mom, well, auntie, if she wanted me to put two ponytails in, and she was fine with it. She just didn't want anything cut off the face. So I'm going to go through and put two ponytails in her hair.
Because it's too much to get one and it's too thick.
Something about when you're putting dogs' ponytails in, and my dogs do it too, and it drives me insane.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You want to
When
put
you're trying to put
puddin.
a ponytail in their head, they automatically become glued to the table. They want to lay down, put their head down. It doesn't make a difference if their head is in a loop. They will drag their head to the point where they can't breathe, and it drives me insane. Or they do this thing where they want to stare at you the whole time and keep turning their head so you can't do what you're doing. It drives me nuts. I'm like, would you just let me do it? Oh, dogs are a mess. Okay, so they don't want too much off of her face. They really don't want anything off of her face. So I'm just going to go through and neaten up what is not even, barely taking anything off, just making sure it's even. And then you'll see me clean up around her eyes after I'm done scissoring her body.
Dog had some hair, didn't it? Yeah.
So now I'm going to go through and scissor up the rest of her body, well, her legs really. And when I get down to her feet, I learned this trick on YouTube. I have not mastered it yet, but I'm getting a little better at it. So to do the scissoring around the clean foot, I saw her pull the hair down to the bottom of the foot, scissor around it, and then brush the hair up and scissor what sticks out past everything else that's even. And that's how you get a cleaner looking edge to the clean feet, and I think it comes out pretty cute. I haven't mastered it yet. Like I said, I still have a lot of work to do with it. It's tricky because you don't want to catch the foot, you don't want to catch the toenail when you're scissoring, but it actually makes the foot look really cute. I'm still working on it. Now, if I could get a poodle that actually gets a poodle cut and I can do it with that dog, because so many dogs in the South just want a shave down. They want, oh, just shave them. I don't need, like, there's so many pretty poodles that come in there and they want like a 7 strip. And a 7 strip is like down short to the skin. And it's like, but you don't want no cute poodle cut so I can have fun scissoring. I want to, like, scissor around your dog. I can't. Everybody wants the dog to be shaved tight. So I don't get this opportunity to actually work on it. So sometimes I'll put my Yorkie Poo in a poodle cut because she has more of a poodle coat. It's just a little thinner like a Yorkie instead of thick like a poodle. So sometimes I'll put her in a poodle cut and I'll get to like work on it with that. But it's not the same as working with the poodle.
No, he carried him in. No, really? Why you keep barking at dogs? They ain't mind their business.
So now that I've done and completed her right side, I'm going through to do her eyes, which in my mind I'm working around her body. So I'm doing these legs, I'm cleaning the eyes, and then I'm going to go on the other side and do the other legs, just working around the body. So that is just my mindset. It's not bouncing around in my head, but it can be bouncing around to other groomers.
I didn't finish that side yet. That side was a mess. I think it's a mosquito in here. Yeah. Turn down the wall, climbing up. That. Good. Kind of look cute for them. Bless you. You're good. You just scared Puddin. Yeah.
So now I'm putting the finishing touches on Puddin before I get ready to send her home. I'm going to neaten up her ears. But before she goes home and before this video is over, we're going to take a quick flashback look at her before. This is what she looked like when she first came in, all dirty, curly, and matted. And this is her after. She looks so cute with her big old face. I can't do the big face, but they love it. She looks cute and she is ready to go home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, share this video, drop a comment down below, do all that fancy YouTube stuff. I love you guys. Train your dogs for grooming. Make sure you watch every video straight through. Watch those ads. Enjoy the videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you guys.